Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea. If you're new, welcome. If you're recurring, welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Hopefully my channel will be of benefit to you, but not just that, hopefully you like my content. This video it's kind of an impromptu video. It's not planned, wasn't planned. I was scrolling through YouTube and I came upon two stories that actually prompted me to do this video. One of the story was about Chilli and one was about Common, the rapper, and of course Chilli, one of the member from TLC. Now the first one about Chilli was about ladies. Her son is getting married. She posted that on her social media, and ladies or men commented that her son is getting married and she's never been married. Now, I think it's safe to say that there's someone for everyone. And I think it's also safe to say that if someone wants to get married, you can get married. It just depends on the choices that you choose to wait out for. I think it's also safe to say that Chilli from TLC is a fairly attractive young lady. Not only is she fairly attractive, but she's somewhat famous. So I think it's safe to say if she walked down the street and said, "Will someone marry me?" someone will definitely marry her. However, ladies or guys, why is it when someone is not married that it's a curse? Why is it when someone is not married, it has to be something that they're doing or is their fault? Why is it that person cannot be commended for not marrying or rushing to choose anything or anyone? I think in life, we have to stop. We have to stop putting down women. We have to stop putting down men, period. Both women and men. Because at the end of the day, you're not doing anyone a favor, not even yourself. At the end of the day, you're not doing anyone a favor by putting someone down. Now, Chilli is 50 or whatever age she is. She's never been married. And it's perfectly okay for her to not get married or never to get married. I think when you look at the ratio of divorce, a lot of people are getting married for the absolute wrong reason. Love doesn't exist. Loyalty doesn't exist. Being feminine doesn't exist. Being masculine doesn't exist. And the way for a marriage to work or a relationship, not everyone wants to get married, but the way for a relationship marriage to work, one person have to be the woman, one person have to be the man. Femininity meet masculinity. If you don't have those two combinations in any relationship, the chance of them working is very slim. With those two, if you don't have love and likeness for your partner, those two will not work either, which is why you have a lot of marriage that fail. There's a lot of people that rush into marriage that it doesn't work out simply because they don't know each other. You rush into marriage because you feel that it's the norm that society wants. You rush into marriage because it's what your friends are doing, so you must be in the it crowd. You rush into marriage because you think that it's a pressure or it's a status to be married. It's not. It's a status to make decision that benefits you. It's a status to choose wisely. It's as a matter of fact, TLC should be commended for not being married at 50 or whatever age she is. It takes guts not to be married. Because at the end of the day, women, we often choose men. I don't even know how to say we choose men. As far as women is concerned, we will go to the shoe store. We will take hours. We will search through catalogs. We will look online for that perfect shoes. You will read every description. You will read every reviews. But when you come to men, it's just whatever goes. And which is why a lot of people end up getting married and the rate of divorce rate is so high because whatever goes. I think we have to, at some point, we have to stop putting women down for not being married. I think at some point you have to realize that is their choice. Not only is it their choice, but could they be commended for holding out for what they consider is right and the right fit for them. And as far as Common is concerned, this YouTuber, and I'm sure there's more than one, I just was able to, I wasn't even able to watch a whole video because at the end of the day, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, so it's hard for you and I to judge. She went on and on about Common, and he had, I don't know how many girlfriends, and she went through all the list of girlfriends that he broke up with, and he's the problem, and he's a player, and yada yada yada. But has that YouTuber or anyone that is criticizing Common ever stopped to think that maybe he has not found his feminine queen yet? I think we have to realize at the end of the day, men are simple, women are simple. And if someone doesn't get married at a certain age, there's nothing wrong with that person. Doesn't mean that there's something wrong with Common. It just simply means that maybe he doesn't want to get married, or it just simply means that he hasn't found his queen. I think at the end of the day, we have to stop looking at people that are... You keep looking at TLC, you keep looking at Common for not getting married, and Chilli from TLC for not getting married. Have you ever looked at someone that's been divorced 3-4 times? And that is okay too, by the way. You keep looking at people that are not getting married, but you have yet to look at someone that's keep getting married or going through relationship. Chilli have a son. Maybe she did not want that. If it didn't feel right, she did not want that in and out for her son. I think we have to stop at some point. Stop. And do you know how many people that are married but are miserable in their relationship? Do you know how many people that are married that are miserable in their relationship, in their marriage? I have a friend, and I am not judging, because at the end of the day, like I said, behind closed door, I don't know what goes on behind closed door, and neither do you. She has been in her marriage for over 20 years. And she is miserable as hell. In fact, which is a very sad thing to say, and I can't believe she's actually doing it. First of all, I asked her, why doesn't she just get divorced? But her husband's health is not doing that great, and she's literally just waiting for that man to die. Almost seems like she was cold and don't care. She wanted him to die after a certain time, because that's when certain type of insurance or whatever is going to kick in. And first I said to myself, God, that's extremely cold. But then after she was explaining what she's been through with him, it doesn't make it okay, but I can certainly understand. I can relate. I think when it comes to relationship, when a woman or a man leave, it's not because of one issue. It's a combination of things that pile up over a certain period of time. And especially when it comes to women, it's a combination of things that pile up for years, because women retain and they take until they just can't take anymore. So when they walk out of a relationship, most men thinking that, oh yeah, she's cold because she walked out because of this one thing. No, it's not just one thing. You have to, again, keep in mind that nothing just happens suddenly, especially when it comes to relationship, because when it comes to women, we are emotional creatures. We invest and we go hard. So no one is going to invest only to break off their investment because of one issue or suddenly. It's literally a combination of things that women has been going through that they finally walked out. I think so many coworkers that's been married for years and years and years, and when they explain their relationship, I'm not sure why women stay in relationship or marriage that they're not happy in. Why are you staying in a marriage that you're uncomfortable with? Do you know the safest place to be, or the safest place that should be, is your home? If you're going through stress at work, which you cannot avoid, you're dealing with humans, you're going to go through stress. You deal with a work environment that is uncontrollable. You cannot control your work environment. You're going to have stress. You're going to deal with stress. The last thing that you should walk through your house and feel is stress. You should not come home and not want to be home. You should not come home and crawl into bed and hope that the woman next to you is not touching you. Like, that is not a way to live. That is not a way to have a relationship. That is not a marriage. So if a woman chooses not to have a relationship or not to have a marriage, stop putting that woman down. If a woman chooses not to be married, it is not a curse. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that woman. Since when is it a curse? Since when is it a curse to choose the person that is right for you? Since when is it a curse to hold out until you find your right fit? Since when is it okay not to be, since when is it a curse not to be married? I think these YouTubers that keep, or social media that keep going on about Common and Chilli, yes, Common has been, have you ever noticed that you have some men that will be with a woman for years and years and years, and then suddenly they're married. I have a friend. She was extremely, extremely jealous. Or maybe she wasn't. At the end of the story, you tell me. Every single man that she met, she was extremely insecure. She would search their phone, she would search their drawers, she would search, search, search. And then she would just suspect that they're cheating or whatever. And then finally, the person that she's married to now, she had this comfort that she's never had any mistrust in this person, which they're married now. So at some point, it's all about finding the right fit, and it's someone that makes you comfortable. So if you're in a relationship or a relationship that is leading up to marriage, at no point should you, unless you have proof, should you worry that the person is cheating, or should you be worried that the person might be out doing this that you don't. It's like you cannot stay in a relationship or a marriage if you're not comfortable. You cannot or should not stay in a marriage that you're not happy in. You should not stay in a marriage that is not serving your well-being. Mental illness is real, and it's possible becoming the next pandemic if it's not taken control of. So you can't have stress at work. You can't have stress when you open your door and go out there and then come home to stress. Like, a marriage should be a happy place, and in order for a marriage to be a happy place is to make sure that you choose the right person, choose the right fit. You have to marry someone that will fulfill your appetite so you won't keep looking. If you get 70% of the qualities that you're looking for, consider yourself lucky and consider the perfect match. When it comes to marriage, you don't want someone that is 100% perfection, because at the end of the day, you want to mold and grow together. So 70% is the best that you should be aiming for. And I can't stress enough, marry someone that will fulfill your appetite, that you will not go out there looking. Because that's when a lot of marriage break off, because their needs are no longer being met, their appetite is no longer being yearned for. So you have to marry someone that fulfills your appetite. And that is why a lot of marriage fail, because a lot of people go into it for the wrong reason. You cannot just go into a marriage just because you want a ring, or because you want to show society that you have a husband, or because you want to show society that you have a man by your side. You have to think about you and your mental well-being, which is highly, highly important. You should be putting you first. And if it takes you 10 years, 20 years to find the right person, because like I said, at the end of the day, you want to find someone that you're happy to come home with. You want to find someone that is very understanding. If you are God-fearing, make sure that you find someone that is God-fearing, or else it will not work. You cannot be God-fearing person and then marry someone that's an atheist. It just won't work. Make sure you find someone that is close to the qualities that you want. And sometimes you have to make adjustment, but you have to be careful what you make adjustment for. You could make adjustment and saying, well, maybe she is 200 pounds and I wanted 150. You can make adjustment that way. But when it comes to core values, you cannot make adjustment on that. Not only is divorce rate high, but it's also expensive. So ladies and men, stop putting women down, or stop putting men down for not getting married, or if they're going through a 100 relationship. Like, you're not in their relationship, I'm not in their relationship, so it's hard to judge. Do not judge someone because they're not married. Like, I don't know how. I don't know at the end of the day how it benefits you to sit there and be critical of someone that you don't know. You know nothing about, ladies and men. So, this was my impromptu video that I wanted to get off my chest, because it is so, sometimes it is almost, you almost let a woman feel embarrassed, or that they should be ashamed that they're not married and because someone else is married. Like, don't. So I hope this video will, hopefully, if it takes one person to stop being critical, then this video will serve its purpose. So hopefully this video helps. So in closing, marry someone that will fulfill your appetite, that you won't have to keep looking for food. It is very important to marry someone that you will get everything that you want in a relationship. Well, not get everything, but get most of the thing that you want in a relationship. The number one key thing that you should be focused on, that you will get in any relationship, is respect. It is vital in a relationship that you respect the person and the person respect you. If you're in a relationship and you don't have respect, you pretty much don't have any relationship. Let's put it that way. if you find yourself keep disrespecting the person that you're with, or you're arguing, or you're going back and forth, who have the, I don't know, the whatever derogatory term, who has the most, don't get married, because that will not be a marriage that will last. Like men, what men crave the most is respect. If you're in a relationship that you can't respect the person, again, disregard, move on to the next. And it's quite possible to be in a relationship that you don't respect the person and move on to the next one that you respect the person, because if you're in the wrong relationship, you will not garnish, nor will you get or give respect. You cannot choose or force a man to love you, and if you can't choose someone to love you, you cannot also choose and force them to respect you. Respect is also a two-way street. You often give what you get back, or you often get back what you give. So if you're in a relationship and you're constantly being disrespected or vice versa, please walk out. And if you're not married, do not get married. The chance of your relationship lasting is going to be slim, because that's when women hold back from sex, which is wrong. You don't use sex as a bartering tool, but that's a whole different video. But if you're not being respected, it's hard to actually go under the sheet with someone and do the most beautiful thing that we're created to do, and that's lovely. If it takes one person to stop being critical, then this video will serve its purpose. So hopefully this video, because again, you don't know the reason. You don't know, like, because a woman is beautiful on the surface doesn't mean that the inside is the same. And I think we are so programmed, we are so brainwashed to just see exterior. Like, you may see someone that is not attractive, but their inside could be as beautiful as ever, and you'll see someone that in your eyes you think is beautiful, and you're thinking that their outside matches their inside. Like, no, you don't know what is inside of some women or men. Like, you cannot base that on just physical appearance, because to keep a marriage takes more than just physical appearance. In fact, men are visual creature, but after a while that wears off. When they're living with you, when they're married to you, it is still very important that you retain that visuality that they marry, because at the end of the day, if you change and be someone else, or you look like hell in the house or hell, that's not who they marry. So naturally, if they kind of stray or sway, don't want to say it's right, but it's understandable. But at the end of the day, that physical physique, that exterior is not going to be the only thing that hold a man. Your heart has to be good. And so stop judging, because come and date all these beautiful women. They could be beautiful on the inside as well. You don't know that, I don't know that. So stop criticize. Chilli has not been married and she's 50 or 50 something years old. That's not a bad thing. She knows what she wants, considering that she is a gorgeous lady, consider that she is famous. She can pretty much get anyone that she wants. Well, not anyone, but she could be married. So again, the time and the energy that you're going to use to focus on someone else or criticize someone else's relationship, please look at yours and make sure that yours is absolutely perfect. Like, it's not benefiting you in any way to be negative or think negative of anyone. It's not benefiting you in any way to be pessimist of someone else. So I hope this video will help. I will see you.